Hi, welcome to All Things Good. Today I'm going to share with you one of the most powerful herbal supplements you could ever possibly take. And this is very important information that I'm going to share with you. So please like the video, share it with all your friends and loved ones. And if you like my videos, please subscribe. So black seed is known as Nigella Sativa in its biological name. And Google Nigella Sativa and you'll come up with the first article on PubMed, which calls black seed a miracle herb. And it is literally a miracle herb. So everything that you want a herb to do and have powerful benefits, this stuff does it. The first thing is, it's an immunomodulator, so it boosts your immune system. It's antimicrobial, so it kills off bad bacteria, but it leaves good bacteria alone. It's anti-inflammatory. It's a bronchodilator, so it's good for people with asthma. It's hepatoprotective, so it protects your liver. It has kidney protection. It has gastroprotective. It's an antioxidant. It's anti-cancerous. It's anti-diabetic. It's an analgesia, and it's an antihistaminic, so it's anti-parasitic. All in one oil. Parasites hate this. So when you have this, what happens is it will go through your bloodstream and it will also cross the blood-brain barrier. So any microbes, any pathogens are literally destroyed by this stuff. And it's really great for your liver. Unlike a lot of herbs which tax the liver, this stuff actually protects it. So I'm going to be covering how much of this to take and how to take this as well later on. But let's talk a little bit more about this. So it's popular in Muslim countries, but it dates way back before the Muslim religion. And this is used throughout the entire Middle East and in Ayurvedic medicine, Indian and traditional medicines. And it is known as a cure-all. In fact, it's famously quoted, the Muslim prophet Muhammad said, this will cure everything except death itself. And literally it does that. Now, the active ingredients are thymoquinone, and what that does is it crosses a blood-brain barrier and it kills parasites and other pathogens. It also contains carvacol, which is the main compound in oregano oil. This is a lot more gentle than oregano oil, and it has a much greater benefits than oregano oil. Although oregano oil, you need to dilute that, usually in extra virgin olive oil, or in some black seed oil, or in coconut oil. Coconut oil, I have mixed views on it. It's a great oil, but there are issues with it that I don't like. But this has a lot of active ingredients, and because it crosses a blood-brain barrier, it literally heals a person. And like, people have been very, very sick with colds, flus, unknown illnesses, and black seed oil is one of the cure-alls for these diseases in traditional medicine. Obviously, I'm not a medical doctor, so this is not medical advice. But even with people with diarrhea, skin disorders, nursing mothers that have problems to produce milk, this has been given to them. So it's used in a wide variety of foods also. It's used in breads, as a topping for breads. It's used in a lot of Middle Eastern dishes, just as a flavor enhancer. So it's quite gentle, it's quite mild. Now, how can you take this and how much to take? That's a very important question. So if somebody's particularly sick, this can have quite a powerful effect. So what I recommend you do is, let me find something, is simply to get a dropper. Okay, fill it up with oil, and this is just some herbs in here, and just dispense through drops. I would recommend that you start with something like 10 drops twice a day, and you want to build it up to where you're taking about maybe 50 drops twice a day or 3 times a day. If you're just okay and you just want it for health and wellness, how much do you take? Just grab a teaspoon. You take half a teaspoon twice a day for just ordinary health benefits. If you have a reaction to it, chances are it's not the black seed oil, but it's the bugs that you've got inside your body that are reacting to it. So back off the dose and build it back up. Now, I have heard of people taking 3 tablespoons of this a day. So 3 large tablespoons. And for me, that's way too much because it is going to tax your body and you're going to have a very powerful, profound effect. Now, if you're trying to knock something out, build up on it slowly to those 3 tablespoons and then back off. And do that over a period of maybe no more than, say, 3 to 6 weeks. Other than that, as a general tonic, half a teaspoon twice a day is ideal. Now, there are other brands. The brand that I like is an Australian brand, which I've run out of, and I'm trying this piping rock one, which is fairly good. But the one that I like is a Australian brand called Hab Shifa, and it is fantastic. Now, let's talk about the seeds. So the seeds are very powerful. Has the same taste as the black seed oil. It has kind of like a lemony flavor with a little bit of pepper. So it's a mix between pepper and lemon. And how do you take this? Simply put it on your spoon and chew really well. You want these. You want to break the shell, and you want the oils, and you want the sustenance and nutrients to come out. Now, which one is better, the oil or the seeds? Well, in my view, the oil is easier to take, but the seeds probably contain more nutrients because you actually have the fiber and you have it intact that hasn't been extracted as an oil. Which one is going to have the more powerful effect? The oil, because the body doesn't need to process it, and you really need to chew this stuff really well. And how much to take of the seed? Well, basically just maybe 20% more than what you would take of the oil. So you'd take maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon twice a day and chew it really, really well. And that's it. Now, you want to make sure that it's cold pressed. There are recipes where you heat it up with vinegar and you put sugar in it and stuff like that. I don't advocate that. Just take the oil, the raw seeds. And the reason why I don't like to heat these things up is because you have the molecular chain, which is a long chain, especially with the unsaturated, polyunsaturated, and unsaturated fats. It's a long chain. Now, when you heat it, you're breaking those chains up and you're shortening them, and you're changing the active components. Now, because the active components in the black seed oil are so powerful, you don't want to denaturalize it by heating it. You want the raw compound straight into your body. So in summary, research black seed oil or Nigella Sativa. Start if you're ill, using drops, maybe 10 to 20 drops. Build it up to 50 drops, which is the equivalent of half a teaspoon. And you want to take that 2 to 3 times a day. And you're going to build up, let's say you start on 10 drops, build it up by, say, 5 drops. So the first day, 10 drops in the morning, 10 drops in the evening, and then 15 and 15. Also, another idea is that you might want to say, if you're up to 100 drops and you've got some illness, you might want to spread those, say, 33 drops 3 times a day to get your 100 drops. That way you're having more a prolonged exposure to the active components of the oil. And because these oils are a fat-soluble nutrient, they stay in the body longer than, say, a water-soluble nutrient such as vitamin C. So you don't have to be like really cautious about the frequency that you take it. If you're, say, taking vitamin C, you might take like a buffered vitamin C every hour. But something like a black seed oil, 2-3 times a day, if you're ill, really wonderful. It's a miracle, anti-cancerous, anti-parasitic, bronchodilator, liver protection, kidney protection. And if you don't know about black seed oil and you haven't taken it, get onto it. And yeah, really powerful stuff. And it doesn't interfere with medicine. So, it's just a food stuff. You don't need a script. You don't need to see anybody for it. It's just a food. So thank you for watching All Things Good. Black seed oil can literally help save your life if you're ill and recover your health quite quickly. And it's good to add into a regime. And is one of the few things that I unreservedly recommend. This is one of the few things. And I've tried lots of supplements. I've been in health science for over 20 years. And black seed oil is my unreserved recommendation. So thank you for watching All Things Good. Get everybody onto this, especially if they're ill and you need a health boost. It is very inexpensive for the amount of nutrition that you get from it. Cheers.